And it only makes sense that I should go into a building and have my crotch submitted to being fondled and grabbed by a total stranger. No, that's what individual liberty and rights are. They are exactly the opposite of giving somebody the right in order to travel in a democratic republic to fondle my crotch or my wife's breasts or my child's genitalia. I mean, what? Are you awake? This is actually happening. You can go to the airport and get your crotch grabbed. Okay. You still in there? All right. Now that brings me to, before we get to Derek Brose, who's going to join us in the studio here in Austin, Texas, that brings me to the daily quote, which comes to us from Khalil Gibran, who had suffered his own oppression under the Ottoman Empire in Lebanon, and of course for his Syrian countrymen who were trying to express their own sovereignty. They were actually under a system that we're going under. Crotch grabbing to them was just par for the course. So from Khalil Gibran, life without liberty is like a body without spirit. And we will return after this brief message from our sponsors, which are us. And we will be joined by Derek Brose. Thanks for joining us here at PrisonPlanet.tv. You can subscribe. There's a 15-day free trial. You can try this out at any time. An actual voice of liberty and sanity in this country, regardless of what you may have been told. We're not doling out conspiracy theories. We're not doling out yellow journalism, sans Martin, what is his name, Martin Bashir. We're here for you. We're here for ourselves. We're here for the right to have liberty and be American and be sane and not have our crotch grabbed. So we'll see you right after this.
Have you been to InfoWarsShop.com lately? Express your inner patriot with these brand new InfoWars t-shirts. Say it loud with the InfoWars Bullhorn shirt, or educate the sheeple with the Bill of Rights shirt. Grope the public's mind with the TSA shirt. And with this shirt, you can let the dark side know of the Rebel Alliance's power. All available at InfoWarsShop.com.
Alex Jones and crew are proud to announce the official launch of Planet InfoWars,
the largest activism social network in the world.
Get notified of the latest activity.
Planet InfoWars features numerous groups spanning many diverse categories of interest, from guns and survival preparation to economics and politics.
It is an ideal forum for writers and journalists, both professional and activist.
Get in on the action today and join Alex's Planet InfoWars community.
Sick of the globalist eugenicist control freaks adding poison to your water and laughing as you get sick and die? Start purifying your water with ProPure. My friends, I've done a lot of research, and the best gravity filter out there, bar none, is ProPure, and it's available discounted at InfoWars.com. Its filters are silver impregnated to prevent bacterial growth. There's no priming required. It's NSF 42 certified. Optional fluoride filters can reduce fluoride up to 95%. Easy to set up and use. Doesn't require electricity. Purify water from lakes, streams, ponds, and wells. This filter system leaves in beneficial minerals, which is key. Save money by not buying bottled water and avoid BPA that leaches from the plastic. ProPure is the best gravity-fed filter out there. It's what my family uses. InfoWars.com already has the lowest price on ProPure, but if you add the promo code WATER at checkout, you get an additional 10% off at InfoWars.com. You can also call to order 888-253-3139.
But for Metric Rider Derek Brose, it's not enough.
I don't feel like by purchasing a ticket or riding the bus that I have to forfeit my constitutional rights and my protections and be subject to search or seizure.
A friend of Brose's took these pictures of the bus safe exercise back on the 13th. He says they show TSA agents and Metro Police asking riders where they're going as they get off the bus and how often they ride that route.
Metro and TSA were going onto the buses and questioning people about their normal routes, their normal behaviors, and it just kind of creates an atmosphere of fear.
Okay, welcome back to the INFOWARS Nightly News. We are joined by Derek Brose, the main character in the video you just saw. A character assassination attempt upon the TSA, you know, who are just trying to do us all a favor by keeping us safe and groping our crotches and groping other parts of our loved ones, all in the name of liberty and the republic and individual freedom. Derek is a founding member of the Houston Freethinkers and a partner with We Are Change Houston. You also host a program on freedomizerradio.com, which is the voice of
the Resistance Radio.
Voice of the Resistance Radio. And you co-host Freethinker Radio Local Live Houston at local Freethinker Radio at locallivehouston.com. Thanks for joining us, Derek. And we're going to get into this lunacy, just complete. I mean, how stupid do they think we are? How stupid are they to, well, let me read you this. A new program in Houston will place undercover TSA agents and police officers on buses whose job it will be to perform bag searches, watch for suspicious activity, and interrogate passengers in order to curb crime and terrorism. And then Democratic Congresswoman Sheila Jackson Lee unveiled the program labeled Bus Safe during a press conference on Friday. According to Metropolitan Transit Authority of Houston, the press release, agencies involved in the scheme will ride buses, perform random bag checks, and conduct canine sweeps, as well as place uniformed plainclothes officers at transit centers. And the video we're looking at right now is the response by the people for this program. And the response is amazing because the council denies everything. And yet they have a press release right here saying they're going to do all of these things. How bizarre was it to go down there and speak to people that have clearly lost their minds?
Hey, well, it was a little bit bizarre to be in that world. We've had 2 meetings so far with the Metro board. The first one was pretty quickly after the incident happened. I think it was April 21st. Sheila Jackson Lee, she held a press conference at one of the transit stations in Houston, and a member of the Houston Freethinkers, Philip Levine, just happened to be at the right place at the right time. He got off the bus, started snapping pictures. He said he was questioned by them as well for why he was taking pictures, where he was coming and going from. He got a couple of pictures of TSA inspectors also questioning riders, you know, violating their rights, just coming and asking them what they're doing, and apparently searching bags and getting on the buses as well. So I wrote an article, we put that out, and we chose to go to the Metro board meeting. You can sign up for public time to speak, and quite a few people decided to do that. Members of our group, We Are Change, the Harris County Criminal Lawyers Association. So we saw a lot of people stand up, not just for the Constitution, but stand up against the TSA and go there.
The place was packed, which it usually isn't.
I doubt they get 50 to 100 people in the news crew there for every Metro board meeting they do. You know, they don't really get that much attention. So when they realized that, one of the board members tried to put a halt on the meeting. He, you know, said, hey, even though we're part of the board and we're the head of this whole company, some of us have no idea this decision was made. So we see, you know, incompetence on their part with that. They tried to stop the meeting. We told them, no, you know, we're here to talk today. It kind of got tense for a minute, but they let all of us speak. And in the video, you hear one of the heads of Metro saying that as long as he's there, there will be no bag searches. They said the press release was a mistake. So once we stood up and, you know, people of Houston decided to stand against this crotch grabbing by the TSA officers, they said, oh, it was a mistake, you know, that never was actually happened. Even though the press release said it, and then a follow-up blog, which talked about the success of the program, also talked about bag searches. They said both of those were a mistake and that no bag searches happened. But
you realize where we're headed, people? We're talking about the same situation when you're dealing with a 4-year-old child and, you know, there's sugar and cookies all over the floor and the refrigerator's open. and you come in there and the kid's standing there, and it's clearly the kid, and the kid says, "He did it. I don't know who did it. I didn't do it." These are our leaders. These are our leaders. These are the people we voted into power. And it starts at a small level, and it just keeps on going. And so now we've got to deal with the TSA grabbing our crotches. They're getting more money from the Congress. Today that was announced. They're getting, actually, they're not getting taxpayer money. They're going to increase their the money they make at the airport. They're going to double it so that they can keep TSA right on chugging along. So you, if we can go to that video, there's a part of that video, there's some pictures in there that show that the TSA, even though they denied that the TSA were not searching people's bags, and as far as we know, there aren't any witnesses to that. There are pictures, I think it's right around here, there you go. There's a TSA officer, and he's asking that guy what?
They were checking what the excuse that they later said was, and this is another lie from, if you want to look him up and contact him and ask him why he's lying, Chief Victor Rodriguez of Metro Police Department. He told us, and this picture proves he's lying, he told us at the second meeting that although there was Metro Police questioning people, he said essentially they were checking their bus cards, what they call Q cards, but those cards don't have any kind of identifying marks on them at all. So really, if I gave you my card, they wouldn't know the difference. So that was a false excuse as well. And he said it was only Metro Police Department, that there was no TSA. That picture shows otherwise, that the TSA was involved in getting on the buses and questioning people. So we caught them in numerous lies. We forced the media to cover it for that first meeting. The second meeting, which just happened last week, they unfortunately did not cover, but we're glad that you guys are staying on the story. The second time we went there, we basically forced them to say that the TSA would not be back in Houston unless a nationally significant event. That's,